This conference will now be recorded.
Welcome everyone to the Historic Areas Board of Review on Tuesday, November 10th, 2020. First thing I'm going to do is have roll call. Scott Wheatley. Scott?
Looks like he froze.
Yeah. All right. Larry Buccarelli?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Donna Chappelle?
Here. I'm here.
Dano's here? I know Scott is here. Is Stano here? Bill Walter? I know
Hello?
Carol. Hello? Who is speaking, please?
Bill Walter, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. All right,
Okay.
Bill Walter is here. Carol is absent this evening, and Lauren Plotkin is here?
Here.
Okay, so we're missing Thano and Carol. Am I correct? All right. Brittany wants to clarify some things for us. Would you go ahead, Brittany?
Thanks, Peggy. Good evening, everyone. My name is Brittany Cordero. I'm the attorney for the board. I just want to go through some instructions as we're doing these meetings virtually, and it can be a bit confusing. Peggy Rasso, who's just speaking as our chairperson, she will be leading the meeting. So she will go through the list of applications. Once she reads your application, if you are the applicant, then you can present to the rest of the board after Ms. Rasso is finished. And then if the board has any comments or questions, they will ask questions or give comments at that time. It will then be open to the public if any other members of the public are on the call that would like to ask questions or offer comments. If you are not speaking, we just ask that you keep your computer muted. That's very important. We are trying to keep a record and have this video recorded. And if everyone's calls are unmuted, we are unable to hear everyone clearly. And I think everyone's names are on here. So if anyone has any complications and they need to call in, just make sure you identify yourself, or if you're able to fill in your name at the bottom, just make sure you fill in your name. And when your application is called, just please state your name so the board knows who's speaking, whether you're the applicant or speaking on behalf of the applicant. Thanks, everyone.
All right. The first
I'm sorry, can I interrupt, Brittany? I froze for the very beginning of what you said. I picked up at after when it's open.
Who's speaking?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is Julie Katz. I apologize. I'm just asking if Brittany, I didn't catch the beginning of it, and I don't want to. All right.
Sure.
We can proceed.
I just stated that Peggy Rasso, who is our chairperson, will be leading the meeting. She will go through the applications. Once she reads your application, then you can present your application to the board.
Okay.
And any questions that the board members have, they can.
From there,
they can
I
move
heard.
forward.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right. The first item tonight is a continued item, HABR 20-18. Application of Julie Katz for an amendment to HABR 16-06 for the following changes: gravel driveway instead of paved, change from a copper roof on the rear of the dwelling to a different material, gutters and leaders instead of the proposed rain garden, rain terraces, and for a pool fence at an existing single-family residence. Their premises are located at 11 Lawrence Lane, Palisades, New York, Chapter 12 of the Code of the Town of Orangetown, Section 12-4A, Historical Areas Board of Review. Tax map 80.06/1/32 in the R40 zoning district. Now, I just want to clarify some things that were mentioned last meeting. One thing that was brought up was that the local fire departments use the pool for drafting water because of fires. Not so. I spoke to a 60-year member of the Spark Hill Palisades Fire Department, a 46-year member, and the chief of the fire department. They've never used a pool because there's a fire hydrant right on the corner, diagonally from 11 Lawrence Lane. So what they would do is they would hit the fire hydrant if there was a fire close by, or they would lay in hose and go in further. And this is something that they practice all the time. So I want everybody to rest assured that they're safe in Palisades and Lawrence Lane, and as they go in further. Tappan helps out Spark Hill and Palisades, so you're all covered. So we have following this here list, the gravel driveway instead of paved. Debbie, has that been approved in previous meetings?
Yes,
Okay. Change from the copper roof on the rear to a different material, and that material was approved?
at the last meeting, everybody seemed to be in agreement about that.
Okay. Gutters and leaders instead of the rain garden, rain terrace?
I thought the board was okay with that at the last meeting.
All
I think we
right.
only continued for the pool fence.
All right. Now we're continuing to the pool fence. Now, I have in front of me several fences.
Excuse me, Madam Chairwoman. I would just, before you get into that, remind you that I recused myself on account of previous engagement on this project, and I remain recused.
Fine.
Thank you.
Fine. Thank you. All right. I have several pictures in front of me of many fences. I have no specs on which fence was to be used, nothing about the gates, nothing, just pictures. So I can't vote on something. We don't have pictures of the gates, we don't have the brand, we don't have the manufacturer, we don't have how many gates are expected to be in the area. And we're only interested in aesthetics, but we also know that the back stockade fence is not going to be used. There's going to be another stockade fence put in front of it, and that's okay with New York State safety codes. Now, Mr. Solly, Steve, slowly.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Are you the contractor?
Yes, I am.
Where are the specs for the fence and the gates?
Well, what we end up doing is the
Steve, can I just
actual.
interject for a quick second?
Yes, I was just going to suggest that. Go ahead.
So, sorry to interrupt. I think I can clarify. Glenn Meyer, the building inspector, has continued to send me the pool code and advise me as to what the New York State pool code is, and that this fence is expected to adhere to it. I submitted pictures to Debbie because, and there are multiple pictures because we have to use different materials for a couple of different reasons. I thought I was coming here on aesthetics, and that I knew that this was to New York State pool code, and that's why I need a pool fence. And that I was presenting to you, because I supplied you with the map, what would go, and these are all very measured out. I'm not sure that you're looking at the map of the fence.
I have it right in front of me.
And that measures out everything and shows you where the gates are. And then I have the materials here, and I thought it was assumed that everything, again, is to New York State code. And I was going to go through.
Excuse me. I have to know the brand, the manufacturer.
We'll have to hand make it. The fence company is hand making it. It's all handmade. There is nothing manufactured in it. It is literally by hand.
All right.
That is why it's had to change.
I have to know. I would like to know the specs on that, please. Where are they? I mean, you just don't design something without knowing the measurements, correct?
I apologize. Debbie asked me for the photos. I sent her the photos. I didn't know she wanted otherwise specs. When she asked me for the stuff for the pool, and she then asked me, I forgot to submit the map with it. I did. I thought that satisfied it. I am sorry, Madam Chair, I did not know that you wanted more, and I wasn't advised that you wanted more. I'm happy to tell you the specs on it with Steve. Since it's handmade, it's really not, it's nothing, it's very easy to explain. I mean, the terrain of my house is as such, it's similar to my neighbor across the street, which I was going to, I think those pictures are in there with you, and that's of his fence. I wanted but I
No,
don't know what it is that
I'm
you'd
not,
like.
I'm not interested in the neighbor. I'm only interested in your property and your property alone. I want to know the specs on the fence, the height. I want to know that it's a self-locking, everything
course.
that, I mean,
We
but I mean, when you hire someone to make a fence, they give you the measurements and they tell you what they're going to make. They
I
don't just
have
go out there.
I do have that, and I've submitted that. The fence, I submitted it. I mean, do you want my contract with the fence company? Because
I
I
want to
can
know
supply that.
what,
They're using 2x6 on 4x4 posts. It's
oh,
just as
wait a minute. I thought you were using a metal fence.
we have to use a metal fence along the back of the property. Our neighbors asked us to continue what they had, so that it wouldn't be unsightly. So we have a metal fence along the back. That is why I don't know how to get around this.
Either do I, if I don't have,
I
if
don't,
I have what I have in front of me. I was told the stockade, additional stockade was going to go in the back to
yes,
match
we
up
are
with
doing the additional
it.
stockade.
May I finish, please?
Sure.
The stockade fence you're going to put in is going to be next to what's present there, the deer fence. And then you were going to continue with black metal fencing.
Mhm.
Is that
Yes.
correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Now, I have here gate 1 is a 3-foot gate, a 5-foot gate. And I don't know, how tall they are?
No,
I
everything's
don't know.
48 inches. It has to be a minimum of 48 inches. Everything is 48 inches. The gates are 48 inches with the Magna latch that are the locking Magna latches. I think that is the New York standard. We were told they're alarmed, each one. They're self-latching, self-closing. They have to be at 54 inches high. And on the inside of the pool structure, what else was I told? We have a very hilly, we're built in sort of to the hill of Lawrence Lane along the west side of the street. So
I see
we
it.
meander up and down and around. I mean, there's already 3 types of fence on the property. So
Well, this is the most important one because it has to adhere to New
of
York State.
course, I understand. That's why we're trying to work with the terrain. Please, I totally understand. The rest of the fence will be as the picture shows, 2x6 post and rail, black painted so that I can plant it out, and it just looks like it was part of the property, just like my neighbor I think seamlessly did. I think it's so in keeping with the situation that I'm in, it's, I think, a great option for it, and
Now,
think
what is this fence made out of? I don't even know that.
I'm sure Steve can speak to it, but 4x4.
No,
Yes,
what it's made out of.
Oh,
if I
good.
may, these are pressure treated 4x4 posts with pressure treated again crossboard 2x6s.
So you're putting up a wooden fence.
Yes, for the rest of it. So because it has to go, it has to follow a very tough terrain. Aluminum fencing would just, it would look, I don't know, I don't think anybody would be happy with the way it looked. It runs right in front of our house and right in front of when you enter the driveway, and it meanders. So building a very safe pool fence, of course, it will have the 1x1 wire on the outside of it adhered so that there is no way to climb it. There's no way to get in. Just as the pool code.
And here I am thinking you're going to be putting in a all black metal fence because I have no specs. This is what I'm talking about, that we want specs from you.
I submitted all of these to Debbie, all of these. I mean, I just did. I don't know what to.
I have loads of pictures, but nothing that says this is what I want. Page 1, page 2.
Because there's so many facets to it. It just, I'm sorry. I thought it was easier to come and explain them versus trying to understand. Yeah, I don't know.
All these wooden fences here. I don't know which one you want. I don't want to guess which one you want. I need to know for New
We
York
gave you a
State
picture of
code.
the fence, the gate. This is the gates that we will use. Exactly as they are.
I
We gave
want
you,
to know what the
we
whole
gave you,
fence and gate is going to be. I want specs. And if I don't get the specs, I cannot, in all honesty, pass this evening because I don't know the information. And I cannot put the town in danger of any, I don't know, threats or, lawsuits because we did not adhere to what New York State Safety Code says, because we don't know. I don't have anything. I got lots of pictures.
but it has to, in order for me to get my CO, Glenn has to come and inspect the entire installation of it.
No,
And of
you
course
said
it
it.
has to be.
You
That's fine. Obviously, I'm going to have to push it to the next meeting. I can't give you something I don't have right now in front of me. I did not know it was expected to be handed in. Debbie and I had correspondence. She asked for photos. She asked for the map. I gave her what she asked. I didn't know more was needed. I thought tonight was a discussion on materials that I could explain. And
No, that doesn't
I am
work.
happy to lay it out for you
can
if
And
you wish. I don't have,
I appreciate you doing that, but I want to, for your safety and for the safety of the people in the neighborhood, I have to know exactly what you're going to put in, what materials are going to be used, the height, everything on a piece of paper.
If I may, if that's the only thing that we want, why can't we just submit that to you? Do we have to wait for another meeting set up to go over this?
Because we all have to vote on it.
But can we go over
For
the
a
pictures
committee.
and say where each fence is going to be?
I mean, if Debbie told me that you needed this, I would have been so happy. I did not know it was, can't we take 5 minutes and do it? I know that you will easily be able to understand it. Glenn Meyer, even this month, was kind enough to send me the New York State pool code after
I know.
Debbie. I
I have a
submitted
copy
to Debbie.
also. I have a copy.
Sorry?
I have a copy of it also, and the fact that he did send it to you, which is very good. No,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
what I'm trying to get across is anybody that comes in front of us, not just you with a
but
pool
look, I've
fence.
been in front of you many times already. I do have it on here. It does say the measurements of everything. It does say the size of the gates. It
But
is
I
on,
have,
I didn't write it specifically. I did pictures of the materials, which I thought was better than just listing what it is and the material. And
no,
that's the
it's
other
not.
thing. The Canadian border is closed. Getting lumber has become impossible. It is so expensive right now. You can't buy a stockade fence. We have to make the stockade fence ourselves, hand make it. I am willing to do whatever it is, and I thought that I submitted this properly. Debbie,
I have 9 pictures of fences. 9. When I see and talk to you
and I
next,
can go
I
through it
want
with you in
one
2 minutes.
picture, and you tell me exactly how high it is, what kind of fence it is, what it's made of, who's going to manufacture it. I want all the specs. I can't do anything with 9 pictures and be taking. I don't know which one you're talking about because I've got 9 to pick from. I'd be happy to pass this when I get all the specs.
Okay.
It's the law. I mean, it's not that we're just doing this because we don't want you to have a fence. We have to go by the law.
I would have submitted it had I known that you needed it like that. I gave what I was asked for in order to complete the application to come tonight. I wish someone had told me that the application was not complete. I would have had it for you 15 minutes before the meeting.
Oh,
I did not intentionally leave anything out.
Listen to me, please. We have to have you submit it to Debbie, all the specs. She has to mail it to us or email it to us, all the members. Because at this point, she is not in the office to do that. We cannot get the information from her tonight if you happen to send it to her.
I understand. I understand. I understand. I hear you loud and clear that you are not willing to hear any more about the fence tonight. I think that's what you're saying. So what's the next step then?
Ask for a advance, for come back, continued. You'll be number one again.
Sounds great. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good
All
night.
right, good night.
Good night. All right. Let's see. New item. HABR 20-20. Application of Steve Peck for a review of the installation of a new skylight in the rear of a single-family residence. The premises are located at 26 Woods Road in the town of Orangetown, Hamlet of Palisades, New York. Chapter 12, the Code of the Town of Orangetown, Section 12-4A, Historical Areas Board of Review. Tax map 78.18/1/41 in the R40 zoning district. With the Mr. Peck, are you here?
Hey everyone.
You're here.
Yep,
Okay, would you please take us through your project?
sure. We're just putting a skylight into a bedroom. It's at the back of the house. It's basically, you can't see it from the exterior at all, even if you're standing in the back of the house because of the grade of the,
Yeah, I was down your street.
yeah. But yeah, it's just it's a custom skylight that will kind of match the window framing that's on the side of the back wall there, so.
All right, it's flat, it's flush?
Yes,
Okay, it's not one of those ones that bump up
no,
from way back when.
no, no.
All right, I have other members of the board that would probably like to ask some questions. Scott? Scott? Okay, we'll go to someone else at the moment. Lauren, can you hear me?
No questions. Thanks.
All right, let's see. Larry?
No, I have no questions. I think it's a fine addition to the home.
Okay,
I'm okay, Peggy. Thank you. I'm good. Peggy,
tell me who's speaking, please. Okay.
That was Scott. I'm just letting you know. Computer is
That was
delayed.
Scott? Okay. All right. So Thana is still not here. Bill?
No questions.
No questions? Okay. And I have no questions. All right. We will vote on this evening.
Great.
All right.
Thank you.
Anyone in the public have a comment? No one in the public? All right. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. All right. The next one, I can see them sitting there. HABR 20-21, application of John and Victoria Howe for review of an outdoor kitchen and existing single-family residence. The premises are located at 62 Oak Tree Road, Tappan, New York, Chapter 12 of the Code of the Town of Orangetown, Section 12-4A, Historical Areas Board of Review. Tax map 77.11/3 in the 53 in the R50 zoning district. All right, please tell me your plans.
Okay, so there was actually quite a large grill there already. We are planning on taking it down and just replacing it with something that's not the previous grill blocked the view of the pool. We have two small little kids, so we want to have a good sight line from the grill. So we're taking that down and kind of making it so that if you're standing at the grill, you can see the pool. And we're also going to be adding a fridge to be able to keep drinks and like a seating area. So like a bar, but with like high stools. So there's,
Look at the pool.
yeah, so there's seating. So if we're sitting and eating, we'll be able to see the kids. We spend a large amount of time in the backyard. We have a pool back there. So we just feel like it would make a good addition to our backyard. As far as from the, from what you can see, you wouldn't be able to see any of it from the road because of the way that the deck is.
I saw you. I was over there, and I noted that you couldn't from the road. And your neighbors have no comment about that?
No.
No one's approached you?
No.
No. Anybody have a question about this? Lauren? No? Scott? I'm gonna have to make a little sign.
You can't hear
I
Scott.
think it's a great idea.
Okay. All right,
Nice addition to the neighborhood.
Larry?
I have no issues with it. I'm wondering if we get invited to the first barbecue.
Hey, I think her grandmother was the redheaded girl that was a teacher.
She was.
That's who my husband was in love with her. My husband was in love with her. Really? That's what he talked about, his little redhead girl. That was her grandmother, his teacher. Okay, is there anyone in the public that has a comment about this project? No one. Okay, thank you. We will discuss this evening and vote on it.
Hey, thank you for your time.
Okay, bye now. Okay, the last one is HABR 20-22, application of Teviot Investments for review of a new emergency generator at an existing single-family residence. The premises are located at 35 Washington Spring Road, Palisades, New York, Chapter 12 of the Code of the Town of Orangetown, Section 12-4A. Historical Areas Board of Review, tax map 78.19/1/9 in the R22 zoning district. I would like to add to this that it is the Ding Dong House. And I think someone has been living in that house since 1738 at least. And I also would like to add that the generator's already in.
It's not installed, it's just put in place.
Put in place and worked on.
No, it's no work's been done to it.
I
Zero.
was there. I was there and talked to the electrician.
Okay, but there's been no work. The generator's just set in place on a pad. It was delivered, so we got it out of the driveway.
Well, then
There's no-
it's a surprise for you because I was there yesterday as he was working on it.
I was there probably 3 days ago. It was just put in place.
And it's
So I
supposed to
would
be
know that's true. I apologize, but I didn't see that.
okay. We had a little chit chat. So, anybody have a question about this generator? Larry?
No, I have no questions. I mean, it seems that a lot of people are putting in generators now.
Yeah, it's in an ideal spot too. It's away from the open window, so the fumes won't go into the house, hopefully. Scott? Comment? Okay, you like it. Lauren?
No comment.
It's okay with you? And let's see, Larry, I already spoke. I would talk to you. Bill?
I'm okay with it.
All right. No one has any questions or comments about this project?
Nope.
All right, anyone?
Generator looks okay to me.
Okay. Anybody in the public have a question about this project? No. All right, thank you. All right, thank you. We will vote on it this evening.
We need to stay on for your vote, or we'll get that tomorrow.
You can do either way.
How long would that be? Do you know?
Well, I'm going to close the meeting to the public and we're going to start voting on the different items immediately.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate
All
it.
right. All right, the meeting is now closed to the public and we're going to have the first vote is for Stephen Peck about the skylight at 26 Woods Road. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Against? Passed. No nays.
Okay.
Okay. The second one is let's see, the John and Victoria Howe with the outdoor kitchen at 62 Oak Tree Road in Tappan. Would someone like to make a motion to approve this project?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second? Who'll second it? I'll second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Passed. right. And the last one is Teviot Investments for the emergency generator.
Aye.
What was that? All right.
Scott.
Oh, that was Scott. I didn't know what that was. The new emergency generator at 35 Washington Spring Road in Palisades. Would someone like to make a motion to approve this project?
I make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Larry would like to second it? Is that
Sure.
all right? Oh, okay with Scott. All in favor? Aye.
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 Okay.
Anyone against? No, passed. So you have your generator. Okay. All right, I now close this meeting.
Oh, please, don't close the meeting yet. Please don't close the
Aye.
meeting.
Hey, Peg, you have to make a motion to close the meeting.
I gotta
Okay,
make,
Aye.
Peggy, I have something I want to talk about, so please don't close the meeting.
you want to, I'm sorry, all right, you want to talk about something?
Yes. We received something by email, I don't know, today or yesterday for some work that's being done on a house on Lawrence Lane. And what they are doing are they are replacing exactly the same materials in exactly the same place. And I don't know why they're coming to us, because my understanding always was that you can do repairs to your house. And as long as the repairs don't alter what was there previously, then there's no need to get HABR approval.
All right, was this the shingles on the roof or the other one? Because there is something else.
It was shingles on the roof. I don't know if there was anything else.
There's something else going on in Lawrence Lane. I passed, they had a big beam they were working on. But I don't know if that was the same.
Who's they?
I don't know the name of the, but up from 11 Lawrence Lane on the same side of the street. It was the old stone house that's up on the hill.
This house is not on the hill. I live on Lawrence Lane, and I don't know anything about this big beam.
They were working on it the other day, yes. Well, you're talking about the Galinsky property.
Yeah, Galinskis, the Galinskis.
All
I don't
right.
know why the Galinskis are being forced to come.
No, they're not. They're not coming in front of us. No, they're not.
But we got this from Debbie. Debbie,
Yes, they were denied to go to the historic board. And then I sent everything to all of you and to Brittany, and Brittany straightened it out with the building department and explained to them that if it's a repair in like, they do not need to go in front of the historic board. I mailed them back their package and they should be getting a permit by the end of the week.
that's great. Thank you very much. That's all I wanted to. Because
I just want to add to that.
I've done repairs on my house in kind, and I just wanted this to be clear. Thank you very much. I have no objection to adjourning at this time. Thank you.
I just want to add one point to it, because I know we did have an email exchange regarding this scenario, and I just want to make sure that we're clear, because the code does allow property owners to make replacements or repairs using the same materials without requiring, in certain circumstances, a building permit or HABR approval. I spoke with Jane Slavin yesterday, and I advised her that after speaking with the board, we agreed that per town code, it was not necessary for HABR approval. However, I just want to note that we need to ensure that this protocol is followed with all applications, so long as it is in compliance with the town code and that the materials that are being used are exactly the same, and that the repairs and the replacements are simply just repairs and replacements. So that is obviously for the building department to review and determine, and then they can present it to the board to the extent that it is something different other than just repairs, replacements using that same material.
Thank you.
All right. Does anyone else have a question about anything while we're here together? No one?
No.
Thanksgiving, everyone.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are we, Peggy, can you make a motion?
I'm going to make a motion.
I second Peggy's motion.
Okay.
I gotta feel like I'm home where I'm always being interrupted every time I say something.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Bye, everybody.
I make a motion that this meeting is now closed.
Bye,
Thank
All
everyone.
in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Make it.
Good night.
Done. Done.
Good night.
Thank you.
You see,